Hey there, y'all. It's time to try to harvest this honey that we got in the rescue from the hot tub. So I decided to save my hands. Instead of squeezing it with my fist, I'm using the potato ricer, and it's lovely. This gallon jar was full of honey, and like I said, we're not done yet. That's what I'm working on today, and if you see, all that down there is honey that came out of the comb. And honestly, by the end of the rescue, I was just pulling comb out and had literally a handful of honey, and I just like slap it into that box. This was a container that I just put the comb that had the honey, not the brood, just the honey, into. And as you can see, there are a lot of bees that got fully engorged with honey. So I'm going to try to do this indoors. I may regret this, we shall see. But last time I went through something like this, the bees were honestly so full of honey, they didn't hardly move around much. So the reason I'm not doing it outdoors is I learned last time that bees from other hives will come and start stealing the honey. So I'd essentially have a whole swarm flying around me of bees trying to get at this honey. So that's why we're doing it indoors. So I'm going to try to get these bees and put them in a container. At least that's my hope. Oh, there's one starting to fly around, so maybe I do need to go ahead and cover it back up for now until I'm actually ready to do this. Because, you know, of course, the biggest thing is safety for our family, and I don't want tons of bees out and about in the house. So let's see what we can do. Alright, as with many things, I decided to change my approach because I was having bees starting to fly about. So far I've already gotten this container that's just comb, and then I've got this container right here going, and a little bit here. The pieces in this big strainer I'm going to have as the like uglier pieces and darker pieces, and we'll mash that up and let it strain through. And then the prettier comb, we'll just save it in other areas, either for giving to friends or keeping for ourselves. So let's go outside. Let me open the door. And we'll take this container, and hopefully I can show you what exactly I'm doing out here. So I've got live bees and dead bees there on the porch. And I had some yellow jackets and wasps coming to try to steal some of the honey, and of course other honeybees are coming, so it's all kinds of an adventure. Sorry y'all, I'm chewing on some of the wax as gum. It's actually not too bad. Anywho, so what I've been doing is I'll take the tongs, I'll get a piece of the honeycomb out, and then if I see any live bees on it, I'll use the brush and brush them off, set it over here. And then once I get a pan full, I take it inside to remove the, unfortunately, dead bees that are on there. So, let's see if we can get another one. Well, that doesn't have any live bees. And essentially, that's just the process I've been following. It's slow going, painstaking, I guess, but this is all in all a fairly small batch, and it's the way I'm most comfortable with doing this, for the safety of my family, and also to get the most of what we harvested. Now, as you can see, as we get down into the stuff that's in the bottom, it actually has more honey. Alright, go bee. Go, go, go. No, don't want you eating that. Whoop. Okay, pick you up and toss you there. There you go. So, there has been some waste. There have been some pieces that have fallen out as I've been pulling from the bucket, and I'm just going to consider that a loss for us, but benefit to the bees, because they'll come and they will take the honey, and then we can use the cleaned out comb at that point, render it for wax. So it still won't be a waste. We'll still use the components, we just don't get the honey that's in there. Anyway, I'm going to keep going and bring y'all back in a little while. So we actually won't be putting this in the honey because this was part of the brood. So that's larva in there. So we will set that outside and let the bees eat on that to get the honey out. And we're just pulling out honeybees that got stuck in the comb. And I've been at it for, 3 hours, 2 hours. No, well, 2.5 hours, yeah. But we're getting somewhere. There's honeycomb and honey and fun times. Now the trick is figuring out what to do with it all. We'll be giving some to friends, and I guess we'll have to make us a honey cabinet. Up some more of that brood comb. At a certain point, we just started throwing stuff in. Actually, what this is I'd cut some of the comb too big to fit in the frame, and I had to slice off a little bit of it to make it fit on the frame, which frustrated me because I hate that kind of waste, but I don't have it down to an exact science yet. Okay. So we're not done yet, but I was scooping out some of the honey into jars that we're going to be giving to some neighbors that has honeycomb in it. And I realized we should have shown that it was full. This gallon jar was full of honey. And like I said, we're not done yet. We still have comb here, 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 and here. The job that never ends. But it's exciting to be able to see the rewards. It's definitely sweet. And yeah, I'm just loving this. It's cool. Hot, but cool. So I decided to save my hands. Instead of squeezing it with my fist, I'm using the potato ricer. And it's lovely. So after divvying out to friends and neighbors, we still have a gallon and then some. Woo! Go ahead and take this off. Ooh-wee. Honey, 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 honey. Honey. I'm not nerdy at all.
See my top?
Alrighty, so after about 5 hours of processing honey, I finally decided to call it a night. I have several containers of honey with comb in it. This one has no comb, it's just liquid honey. And then these two containers still have honey and comb in them, as well as this one that I crushed a little, but not tons. But we'll just let that be for tonight. I'm going to take my dirty dishes tomorrow, dirty with honey, dishes tomorrow, and set them outside on like a 6-foot picnic table and let the bees clean it up. And then probably tomorrow night I can bring it inside and wash it up, because why waste the honey when the bees will eat it for me first and make it even easier to clean. Plus, I'd rather them to be able to have their honey back, at least a little bit of it. Of course, I'm keeping that, yeah. All right, well, thank y'all for joining us today. I know this was a really weird way to process honey, but until we have our setup set up the way we want to, this is the best way for us to be able to handle wild honeycomb. God bless, hope to see you again here at Cooker Gehoofed. Let's close on some nice honey with some honeycomb in there.
Sorry, you okay? Be careful. watching the video, push the thumbs up to like the video. Also hit that subscribe button, also the bell, so that you can get notifications when our videos come out.
Check us out on our social media pages too. The links are below. Bye, y'all.
Bye.